Hi, my name is Sean, and there's something I want to throw out there at you today, and that is a thought that I had, um, which the best way for me to relate it is basically by sending our children to school, we're setting them up for failure. Some of you are probably looking at me like I'm crazy right now. So, what I mean by that is if we look ahead from school years out into the workforce and what our children will be doing as a career in the future or anything like that. There's certain things that they're going to need to know, certain things that they're going to have to be able to use. One of those is technology. We talk about technology in the workplace, and we talk about technology throughout our daily lives. Many of us have smartphones or tablets of some type that we can use to kind of go over the different aspects and daily activities of our lives that we need both for pleasure, personal, and for work. Um, when it comes to school, we're failing. So a lot of students today in a lot of schools do not get exposure to the technology that's needed in order for them to be successful in the workplace later on in life. So technology is a tool. And right now it kind of seems as if it's a tool that we don't use in the schools very much. Right now it's poorly used in the schools that it is available, and in the schools, other schools, it's poorly funded. It's just not even available. There are no funds available to even supply the use of technology such as tablets to be used in the classroom setting and be able to expose children to these devices that are out there. Devices that most likely, as they go along in school or into the workforce later on in their lives, they're going to be expected to use and know how to use. So one of the things that I think that we really need to do is to kind of break the cycle. From years ago, school has kind of been the same thing. We've always taught history, we've taught mathematics, we've taught economics in some degree. And if we look back, we've actually taught some some workplace habits and things like that that we built throughout our school lives as well, to kind of set people up for success later on in life. In order to break this cycle, there's a few things that we're going to have to do as parents and possibly educators or other people out there in the world or even in the workplace. And that's we need to actively contribute to making sure that technology is a part of our students' daily lives. We have to be able to see the value. We have to understand that this is important and this is something that is needed in order for it to work later on. And we have to set it as a priority. So we have to put it kind of on the front burner and make sure that we're doing what we can to ensure that our students have the tools in their hands to be able to move forward. So this could be smartphones, it could be tablets, it could be computers, whatever it happens to be in your area. There's some type of technology that can be put in place that will help later on down the road. So a few action items is one that we need to become engaged. We have to be able to show that we are taking an active interest in doing what we can to help provide these tools for our students. Fundraising is a great way, is a great action that can be done to help get some of these devices in the classrooms and make them available for students. Not every family has money to put forward towards something like this. That's understandable. A lot of schools are having cutbacks for funding and things of that nature, which makes it hard to also find extra money for devices like these, something that is hard to kind of justify at times. But we also kind of have to have the mentality that we're not going to leave any kids behind, that we're going to make sure that we can do whatever we can to help raise money, stay engaged, and ensure that every student gets an opportunity to have the best learning available, which includes technology that's available to keep pushing them forward and make sure they're prepared later on in life. If we were to kind of take a look back a little bit at kind of our past, if we were to think about school and the different things that we had, going back, a lot of us can probably remember that we had, for example, shop class, or maybe home economics, or even far enough back, a sewing class, typing classes, beginning computer classes. All of these classes were designed to give us real-world experience in something that may be important for us later on, whether that was a general trade, such as becoming a mechanic or going into construction, being able to cook and clean in the home, as well as being able to type out a professional letter to possibly get a job or work as a secretary or work as a paralegal or something farther down the road, just being able to have those basic skills that would be able to get us out into the workforce directly after high school, for example. We still have a lot of these classes to some degree, although altered, and available as possibly electives for a lot of our students. What we don't see necessarily is the incorporation of devices, technology that's available in the classroom setting. So when we look back, being able to work on an engine may have been very important, but today it's working on an engine while being able to pull up other information off of a tablet to compare or even use it in conjunction with the engine repairs that you're learning in the shop class to troubleshoot. There's a lot of things that are moving forward, and we need to make sure that the school system is able to keep up with that and with the technology. So the biggest thing that I want to call attention to is that companies down the road, if we're not trying to set up our children to fail, we need to look ahead. So companies are looking for skilled labor that can do more than just simply take orders or file paperwork, things of that nature. They have to be able to communicate effectively in a fast-paced environment that's changing and be able to do that using technology that's available. So the employer's needs have changed, they've shifted. We need to be ready for them. We need to make sure that all of our children going forward have the appropriate tools and the devices in hand to be able to, or at least experience with devices, to be able to manage and make their way through the world as we were expected to do when we were younger.